Level 1. The new Matrose. You arrive with a sea bag and soft hands. The boat looks like metal clenched into a fist. The hatch swallows daylight, and you climb down into air that already tastes used. Oil, sweat, sour bread. The older men do not welcome you. They measure you the way a butcher measures weight. Can you carry? Can you obey? Can you keep quiet when fear starts chewing? You sleep wherever there is a gap, maybe on the deck plates, maybe beside torpedoes that feel like cold coffins. There is no private corner. Your body becomes a piece of cargo. You learn the first rule fast. Do not be in the way. On the surface, wind cuts your face raw. Below, the boat sweats. Condensation runs down steel like dirty rain. The smell never leaves your skin. You scrape paint. You haul food crates. You pass tools hand to hand. You are nothing, and that is the point. Nothing makes fewer mistakes. Nothing is easier to replace. Level 2, the Matrosengefreiter. Now you have a little time on board, and the boat has taught you its rhythm. Watches, alarms, silence. The constant hum of machinery, like a heartbeat you cannot escape. You are still low, but you are no longer invisible. That is not a reward, it is a target. You stand lookout on the bridge when the sea is black and empty. Your eyes burn from salt and cold. You scan for a mast, a wake, a shadow that is not a wave. You learn that the ocean lies. It shows you things that are not there, then hides the one thing that will kill you. Down below, you help with lines and hatches. You run messages through narrow passages. When the captain wants speed, you move like your bones are borrowed. When the order is quiet, you swallow every cough. Food is still fresh at the start. Sausages hang where men should walk. Bread goes mouldy fast. Diesel fumes creep into everything. Even your dreams taste like fuel. Level 3. The Matrosenobergefreiter. You have earned small trust, and it comes with heavier work. You get assigned to a station that matters when the boat is hunted. You learn valves by touch. You learn which pipes are hot enough to burn through cloth. You learn that a single wrong turn can flood a compartment or poison the air. Depth charges are the teacher nobody forgets. The first time they hit close, the boat shudders like an animal kicked in the ribs. Lights flicker, men go still. You count the seconds between explosions, and you realize you are counting your own life. You help load torpedoes, or you assist on the gun when the war still lets submarines fight on the surface. Your hands become scarred and strong. Your ears learn to pick out sounds inside the hull. A loose wrench, a whining pump, a creak that should not be there. You start to understand the cruel math. One patrol can make you a veteran. One patrol can erase your name without a body to bury. Level 4, the Specialist Seaman. They put you on a path. Maybe you become a torpedo hand, maybe a helmsman trainee, maybe you are taught signals or engines. Specialization feels like promotion until you understand it means you own a failure that can kill everyone. If you are torpedoes, you live with explosives and pressure and the stink of grease. You treat warheads like sleeping beasts. You cradle them into tubes. You keep track of settings, temperatures, maintenance. One mistake can turn the bow into a grave. If you are the helmsman, you grip the wheel in cramped space, eyes on gauges, ears on shouted commands. Your job is not heroism, it is precision. Keep depth, keep course, keep the boat steady while men above you decide who gets to live. If you are radio, you learn that invisible waves are a leash. Messages bring orders, but they also risk giving your position away. You listen to static like it is a language of ghosts. You begin to fear not only enemy ships, but your own need to speak. Level 5, the Maat. Now you are a petty officer. Men look at you differently, not with love, with expectation. You enforce routines that grind bodies down. You make sure stations are manned, drills are sharp, gear is clean. You become the hand that turns fear into action. You still work with your hands, but you also watch others work. You correct them. You snap at them. Sometimes you save them from themselves. Sometimes you push them too hard because the sea does not care about kindness. During attacks, your voice matters. You pass orders. You count men. You report damage. In the dark, you feel for leaks with your fingers. You smell battery acid and sweat and panic. You know how quickly air can become poison when the boat is sealed and hiding. The men under you start to hate you on bad days. On worse days, they cling to you. You learn a hard truth. Leadership begins when you stop being liked and start being necessary. Level 6, the Obermaat. You are senior among the petty officers. You can read the boat like a map written in noise. You know which pump is failing by its vibration. You know which sailor is breaking by the way he stares too long at nothing. You supervise the watch system. You manage exhaustion like a resource. Sleep is rationed. Air is rationed. Even water is rationed. The toilet becomes a battlefield of patience and shame, and you pretend it is normal because pretending is part of survival. When the boat runs submerged for long hours, you taste carbon dioxide in the back of your throat. Men get headaches, tempers flare. Someone snaps at a joke that is not even funny. You keep them moving. You keep them quiet. You keep them from losing discipline when the hull is creaking under depth. You also see the other side of command: paperwork, logs, maintenance lists, small failures that stack up like unpaid debts. The enemy does not have to be brilliant. The ocean only needs you to be tired. Level 7, the Bootsman. You are a chief petty officer. The boat listens when you speak, not because you are gentle, but because you have been through enough patrols to look like you belong to the steel. You run deck discipline, seamanship, and the hard physical labor that keeps the boat functional. In heavy weather, you fight the sea on the surface, soaked and freezing, hands locked to rails. You lash down gear, you check hatches, you make sure nobody gets washed off into black water where screams vanish fast. You are also the one who makes men do ugly tasks without complaint. Cleaning bilges, scraping mold, handling waste. There is no glory, only prevention. A blocked drain, a loose fitting, a corroded seal, any of it can become a death sentence when a destroyer is above you and you cannot surface. You carry authority like a weapon. You use it on days when morale collapses. You become the boat's spine, strong, silent, not admired, just required. Level 8, the Oberbootsmann. You are at the edge between the crew and the officers. You understand both languages. You know the crew's curses and the officers' calm voices. You translate pressure into action without letting it turn into mutiny or despair. You train new men the way you were trained. Hard, fast, without mercy. A submarine does not forgive slow learning. You drill emergency dives until legs shake. You drill damage control until hands bleed. You drill silence until every man can hear his own heartbeat and still not cough. You also witness the war turning. More aircraft, more radar, more escort groups that do not get tired. The surface becomes more dangerous. The ocean feels smaller, watched, measured. Every transmission feels risky. Every periscope glance feels like a confession. In the end, you are the one who keeps the crew from breaking apart into frightened individuals. You watch their faces in the red light. You see boys pretending to be men. You do not comfort them with lies. You give them tasks. Tasks are the only prayer that works down here. Level 9, the watch officer. You are an officer now, responsible for a slice of the captain's fate. You stand watch, and the boat becomes your world. You run the surface at night, judging silhouettes, ordering course changes, deciding when to dive. You are taught to be cold because hesitation kills submarines. You live with instruments and imperfect information. A sound contact that could be a merchantman or a trap. A shadow that could be a cloud or an aircraft. a convoy that looks like prey until escorts appear like wolves. When the captain is below, you are his eyes. Your reports shape his decisions. That power tastes sharp, like metal on the tongue. You start to understand how easily a small lie can be told, how easily a mistake can be hidden, and how quickly that choice can poison the whole boat. The crew watches you. They judge you. They hope you are competent because their lives are tied to your voice on the bridge. You begin to feel a new kind of fear. Not fear of dying, fear of being the reason others die. Level 10, the first officer. You are the captain's second, the man who keeps the machine running while the captain carries the final burden. You handle navigation, discipline, and planning. You track fuel, torpedoes, food, morale, damage. You keep the patrol from collapsing into chaos. You also become the one who delivers bad news. No more fresh water for washing. No more butter. The next watch is extended. The boat must stay down longer. You say it plainly, and watch faces harden. Some men glare, some nod. Nobody argues, because arguing does not change the ocean. In combat, you manage the attack team. Range estimates, periscope snapshots, torpedo settings. The calculations feel clean compared to the human cost. You watch through the scope and see ships as shapes, then as targets, then as burning wrecks. The distance makes it easy. Later, the screams on the surface make it hard again. You are surrounded by men, yet you are alone in a way they cannot see. You cannot vent downward. You cannot doubt upward. You swallow everything and keep moving. Level 11, the commander. You are the captain, and the boat becomes an extension of your nervous system. Every groan of the hull is a message. Every silence is a warning. You make decisions that cannot be undone. Dive or stay up. Attack or slip away. Risk the radio or remain blind. Men look at you like you are certainty. You are not. You are a tired human being, trapped in steel, trying to outthink a war that is getting smarter. Each patrol is a gamble against aircraft, escorts, mines, and luck. The sea does not reward courage. It rewards survival. When depth charges fall, you feel the weight of your command in your chest. You hear bolts pop. You smell smoke. You order the boat deeper and deeper, gambling against crushed depth because the surface is death and the deep is only maybe death. If you return, you are celebrated, then sent back out. If you do not return, there is no funeral, only an absence. This is what your rank buys you: authority, isolation, and the knowledge that every man below you is breathing because you decided he should, for now.